Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another Axel 72 video. And in today's video, it's a pleasure to be speaking here with Alan Graves. Alan, you're fighting as a homecoming fight in Derby, December 20th, and you're defending, am I right to say, your WBF world title? And so, how are we?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me on, Alex. And yeah, looking forward to having my homecoming fight in the UK.
Of course, and of course, you're raising money for a great cause as well with your fight, and we'll speak a bit more about that in just a moment. But of
hmm
course, this is a big moment for you, a homecoming fight for you, and I suppose, how did you hear about the fight, and how did everything get arranged?
Yeah, so I mean, I've always obviously wanted to fight back in Derby. That's where I was born and bred. That's where I was raised. But you know, I train most of the time in Dubai. That's where I know more people of the scene, and so I was getting fights out there, and then eventually managed to get the Intercontinental title, then the World title, and obviously that was on an away show, so
Mhm.
you have to fight where they are, and that was Germany. So yeah, this is the first chance I've had to fight back in the UK. I'm absolutely buzzing. The city's buzzing about it as well, so it's good. I'm happy about that, and yeah, I just want to get in there now and fight.
And with the date being December 20th, are fans to expect kind of a pre-Christmas gift with your fight?
Yeah, it's going to be a Christmas cracker. 10 hard rounds, two big blokes knocking 10 bells out of each other. Yeah, I think the Valent Live Arena right in the middle of town, place is going to be bouncing.
And I suppose, we'll straight away kind of plug where can fans get tickets for that.
So the tickets are allengravesfight.com. Allengravesfight.com.
Brilliant. Okay, so that will be linked in the description as well. And so, of course, like I mentioned, you're raising money for a great cause with this fight. And I suppose, what was the reason to kind of get involved with the charity work, and why are you doing it for this fight?
Uh, I mean, I'm from Alveston, this state, so never had too much growing up, and
Mhm.
now I'm doing all right. So it's good to give back. And I'm giving back by putting this show on in Derby, and I'm giving back as well financially in terms of helping this charity out. There's a lot of people in the world that need help, so it's nice to be the one to do it to help facilitate that.
Of course. And from what I've heard, uh, with your Facebook, if you are to sell out all of your tickets, what is the thing that you agreed to do?
Yeah, okay. I mean, well, first of all, I'd say if you don't mind, if you could link the Facebook thing in
Of
whatever
course, of
platform this is
course.
on, that would be great. Thank you. If everyone watching this can go and click it and give it a share, it's free for you to share it. For
Mhm.
every share that video gets, I'm going to donate more money to the Derbyshire Children's Holiday Centre. It's a great charity. My own grandma used them when she was a kid. Um, but unfortunately, this year they've not been able to take any children away because they've not had the funds to do so. So I'm helping them out in that way. And then if we do sell the event out, which I'm confident that we will, then I'm going to give an extra £10,000 as well on top as a bonus.
That's brilliant, and I really appreciate you doing that. Of course, it's great to see the charity work, and to speak a bit more about
Thanks.
your boxing career and how you've kind of led up to this moment so far. I mean, you've only had five professional fights, and to be a world
Mhm.
champion already is pretty incredible, really. And so, you know, go through your professional story. How did you get the opportunities in which you've had? You fought all over as well, of course.
Yeah, I fall over. Originally, the plan was just to have one pro fight. I've always loved boxing, and I
Mhm.
just thought, I think I can do it if I put my mind to it. Um, Finally had the opportunity, got a good team around me, trained really hard, and then had one fight, and then kind of got the bug for it, and so I had a few more, and then ended up getting an opportunity to fight a guy called Maxi James, who was like 16-0
Mhm.
in my fourth fight. So I had three wins, three knockouts by then, and he had 16 wins, and I think 13 of them were knockouts.
Mhm.
Um, and so that was like the point when everyone was like, okay, he's gone too far now. This is going to be a step too far. And the WBF made it for the Intercontinental title as well. So they were obviously expecting him to win.
Hmm.
Um, then I managed to get the win after the first couple of rounds were a bit shaky, but got through it and yeah, managed to get the win. So then when you're the Intercontinental title holder, you get the opportunity to fight for the world title as well. But you have to do it within a certain time frame and stuff. So they said the opportunity would be in Germany, and it was only like a month later, something along those lines. But yeah, I was the away fighter, and they tried all the dirty tricks and stuff they do. They
Hmm.
didn't let me warm up. I
Really?
didn't even have my gloves on when they started playing my walk-on music.
Wow.
So it was an interesting experience fighting out there in Germany as an away fighter. But yeah, it was that one was a scrappy fight, but very entertaining for the fans, as all my fights are. So yeah, I managed to get the win, got the world title, and then enjoyed myself over the summer.
Mhm.
Had a couple of months off, um, and then thinking about what I'm going to do next. Do I defend the title? Do I knock it on the head? And then I love it too much, so I decided to carry on. I think I'm going to do it for a few more years. I want more big nights, big fights. And yeah, so I'm in a very fortunate position, but you also have to, you got to take the risks and put yourself in that situation. Yeah, there
Mhm.
was a very high likelihood that I'd get smashed up in those fights and be knocked unconscious in front of the world. So I risked that chance and thankfully managed to come through it.
And I suppose, when you were younger, were you always kind of a sporty person? Did you always like combat sports? Or, like you say, was it something in which kind of just was a one fight thing and you just wanted to try a new experience?
Yeah, no, I've always watched boxing,
Hmm.
um, but I watched it, with a beer in my hand, eating a Mars bar. Um, I'd watch it down at Walkabout in town centre,
Hmm.
and I would always think, oh, I could do that. But when you actually try it, it's a lot harder than you think.
Hmm.
But I have been able to do it with some degree of success. So, like I say, I think now it's just about trying to bring those. I've already had some big nights, Germany and Dubai and stuff like that. So I just want to bring that to the Derby fans now.
Do you feel like fighting in these different countries has kind of benefited you in the way of growing a bit more of a worldwide fan base?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a lot of stuff online now, isn't there?
Hmm.
So, I definitely have that. I get when I fight in Dubai, depending on the night, you could have a few hundred people turning up just
Hmm.
just for me in
Yeah.
the audience, which is pretty good numbers. Um, and then in Germany, I think there was probably over 100 people there just for me, which is good, very good when you're
Mhm.
an
Definitely.
away fighter. There's a lot of people flew out there for that, which I'm very pleased for.
Hmm. Of course, and I mean, training out in Dubai as well. I'm sure you're kind of used to these, I suppose, a bit more extreme kind of weather conditions, the immense heat, and I suppose having them kind of extreme conditions to train in, do you feel like that is a benefit as well?
Yeah, I mean, well, I suppose we'll find out on December the 20th. But yeah, it is tough to train in the desert.
Hmm.
But that's what they say, isn't it? Train hard, fight easy. So we'll see.
And have you had many kind of opportunities in your boxing career so far to kind of spar or train with, some of the kind of higher elite level pros which you see in Dubai training?
Yeah, absolutely. There was one camp, I think it was my third fight. We were using a ring, a place called TK MMA, which is like obviously a gym that's focused on MMA as well. And they have an MMA ring outside and a boxing ring next to it. And we would train every night in the boxing ring. And then Hamzat Chimaev
Oh,
would be in the
wow.
octagon training for his fight next
Mm.
to us. So it was a bit like, whoa,
Mhm.
it was a bit starstruck at that time.
Mm.
But yeah, I've done a lot of things. I sparred with someone called Amir Abu Bakr, which some of the local
Mhm.
fans might know.
Yeah, I know.
He's now a friend of mine as well.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't know if he is now, but he was the Midlands super welterweight
Mhm.
title holder. So yeah,
No, Amir's great. I've interviewed him a couple of times. He's a nice guy as well, and
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
good guy.
for sure. And like I say, for you. you've spoke about the fact that you're kind of just wanting to see how far the boxing career can kind of take you, but is there, like an end goal there for you, or is it literally just see however far you can get?
Well, I think for me, it's just about being entertaining.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna, for me personally, I'm gonna try and push myself and keep going up in the levels and getting higher in the rankings, bigger fights, bigger nights. But I just want to be entertaining. So, even if I get to a fight where, say, for example, if I do lose, then, you know, I'm still going to continue fighting. Because for me, it's about entertaining the fans. I've got a good style. I punch hard, but I also get hit a lot as well. So the crowd always remembers my fights. And, like I said, I just want to create as many epic nights as I can. Big nights, big fights, everyone having a great time.
And do you feel like it is kind of about time, really, that the Derby fans for boxing kind of have a bit more to shout about?
Yeah, I think there's a few things that have happened why Derby hasn't had many big nights.
Hmm.
It often gets sort of forgotten because obviously London and Manchester kind of steal most of the big nights.
Hmm.
Um, but even outside of that, there's like Hull and Birmingham, and they get some decent nights, and we never seem to get any in Derby. And one of the reasons I think is because the bigger promoters in the UK have sort of split up the Derby. You've got Ty Mitchell's with Misfits,
Hmm.
Sandy Ryan's with Matchroom, Zach
Hmm.
Parker's with Queensbury, Fraser Clark's with Boxer.
Hmm.
So everyone's a bit split up, so it's difficult to make those big nights. And so that's why we put this together. We put on a huge fight against this big, scary German, and we're bringing the big nights of boxing to Derby.
And when you're speaking about promoters, of course, Harry Ashton, I believe, is the person who's promoting this event of yours. And
That's
I've
right,
had him
yeah.
on the channel. He's a very nice guy. But I suppose how easy was the whole kind of process of getting the fight signed and getting it all arranged and getting it put into now you being the headline slot.
Yeah, no, it was great. The Ashtons have been really good to work with.
Hmm.
Yeah, I haven't got a bad word to say about them. Obviously, there's a lot of things that we're learning together, things that are a bit different about this night because, this is not Arleston Hall. It's
Hmm.
not Alfreton Leisure Centre. It's the Valent Live Arena. It's 2,000 people. It's a big stadium to hold boxing. They you have to sell the tickets through Ticketmaster. Um, there's a lot of things that go into this that is new for both of us. And so yeah, we've been working through that together, and the Ashtons and Trilogy promotions have been great to work with.
And I suppose what has the kind of initial reaction to the fight been? Have the tickets been going off well? What have people been saying?
Yeah, so the tables, the at ringside we've done tables, but we did
Hmm.
lots of them. There's like 50 odd tables,
Hmm.
and they sold out within 2 hours
Oh, wow.
of the tickets going on sale, which was crazy. Like they flew. And then the balcony seats, most of those have sold. There's a few left, and then the tiered seating is where we've still got a couple of hundred tickets left. So
Hmm.
if anyone wants to come, now's the time to grab them. We're still 6 weeks away from the fight, so they will go. But yeah, people should grab their tickets as soon as possible.
And it might sound a little bit kind of cliche to ask this, but do you feel like, you are in the best shape coming into this fight?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's one of those things that like every boxer says, isn't it? Where they say,
Hmm.
This is the best camp ever. It's the best shape of my life."
Yeah.
I have no idea until I get in there on the night. To be honest, it's the same as most boxers say. I think I'll beat everyone in the
Hmm.
entire world at everything. I think anyone can beat anyone on their night. Um, and I'm I'm certainly not one of those that is deluded in any way. So
Hmm.
uh, I believe that I'm going to be in in shape, ready for war. That's what I'm going to be. So I'm sort of leaning into my style. I didn't have any amateur background, so I don't glide around the ring like Lomachenko. I'm more of a plod forward
Hmm.
and land some heavy, heavy shots and try to hurt my opponent.
And I suppose with that style, do you kind of not mind taking a few to then give a few back of your own?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it doesn't matter whether I mind or not. It happens anyway.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I love it really. You know, sometimes it takes a couple of big shots to wake me up. So
Hmm.
it's like I say, it's not maybe not the best thing for my health, but it's it's good for the fans, good for the show.
Definitely. And I'll leave with this final question. I really appreciate your time. And, it's basically just to open up the floor to you. Is there anything, you want to shout out, push, promote?
Yeah, the only thing I would say is please share the Facebook video that's sort of linked below, everybody. That would be really appreciated. And I really hope to see you there. It's going to be one that'll be remembered for many years to come. People will be saying, "Where were you on the night that big night of boxing in Derby happened?" There's lots of local fighters on the show, not just myself. And of course, the headline is then me versus the German. So let's show up and show them what the English are made of. AlanGravesFight.com for tickets. Thank you for your time, Alex. I appreciate it.
Perfect. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much again. And best of luck with this fight. And maybe, in a couple more fights down the line, we can have another catch up sometime.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Perfect. Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Cheers.